Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 2, and of course, I don't know the episode number. I never do, but I will have it right in the description bar. I hope you guys are doing good today, and I hope you can see me. I don't know how good this lighting is, but it is Monday, and I am a day late, and I'm also a dollar short. So remember what I told y'all yesterday? Everything I've been going through, been sick, had lost some stuff, this, that, and the third, and the retrograde was kicking my behind. Well, child, life got me even more effed up on yesterday. So while I was doing my Ready to Love review, I rolled my windows down and did not turn my keys back. So I drained my battery. Got somebody to come over to jump the battery. The battery wouldn't jump because the battery was then completely dead. Had to go to Advanced Auto, buy a new battery, get my little discounts as much as I could because they only had one battery available. And of course, it was the gold one. And spent more money than I planned on spending yesterday. So I was tight. And I'm still a little bit tight, but you got to get over it. Stuff like that happens. And ultimately, it was my fault. But, child. So I didn't get to do my Love and Marriage Huntsville review on yesterday. I had somewhere to go immediately after, and I was already extremely late. So, yeah, that's my life. I hope y'all's life is going a whole lot better. Let's talk about what happened on the show. So we're going to start with Kimmy and Maurice because they have a smaller storyline, so we can just go ahead and talk about them and get it out the way. Maurice is on the phone with Kiowa. Kiowa is upset that her baby is going to be moving and starting school out there because she's going to miss him. In addition to that, she wants to know, what about church? Did y'all find a church out there yet? Maurice says, oh, yeah, we'll probably find something non-denominational. We'll get him back in church. Everything will be cool. Then he gets off the phone with Kiowa to find Kimmy looking at him like, oh, okay, really? You know, we normally go to Bedside Baptist. What church he talking about taking Monster to? And this whole scene was trivial because we know what Kimmy is really upset about, and that's the fact that Maurice continues to discuss things with Kiowa that he doesn't discuss with Kimmy. He just kind of expects Kimmy to roll with it, but he makes sure to confirm things with Kiowa for the sake of Monster. And Kimmy believes that that just gives Kiowa too much control. We've rehashed it. We know what Kimmy's really upset about. It upsets me that Maurice tries to spin it like Kimmy's not happy about Monster living there. Kimmy's not happy for them and having to be able to raise his son there in the home, and that's not really what it is. And I want Kimmy to be very careful when she does get upset. Don't let anybody weaponize what the real issue is against you. And Maurice, I just want you to do a better job discussing things with Kimmy, and I think that things will go a lot smoother. And he says he doesn't know what he needs to discuss and what he doesn't. Everything. Okay, just do it like that. Just talk about everything with her, and maybe it'll go a little bit smoother. I don't know. But what's more interesting, we've been wondering this whole time how Monster felt, and we finally found out in this episode. Monster don't want to live there. He said he doesn't really like it there. And what if my mom could come out here and her husband, whatever his name is, and she could live with you and Kimmy for a while, and y'all could help them get on their feet? Why do I feel like his mama told him that? She probably didn't, but it was just, I don't know, it was just so interesting that he would say that. But he is a child and he probably sees the world a certain way. So Maurice was just like, well, adults normally have their own houses and you're going to live out here with me. And Maurice is kind of taking the standpoint that even though nobody is with his idea right now, it's only because everybody doesn't see how beneficial it's going to be. And Maurice, the whole time, people been calling Kiowa selfish, people been calling Kimmy selfish, and I believe it's you. You the one, bruh. You are the only one that wants to do this. You are the only one that's 100% committed. You are the only one that believes 100% that it's a good idea. Everybody else is kind of looking at you like, are you sure this is going to work? Even the baby don't want to live out there. And he's old enough to really decide what he wants to do. It's not like Monster is 5 and he doesn't know any better. I think he's in middle school. So he kind of knows how he feels, but maybe we will see. I mean, spending more time with your father is never a bad idea, but if the co-parenting situation is not right, it could become a bad idea. So we're just going to see how this goes. We're going to have to see. Okay, so then we move on and we talk about, let's see, should I go to Mel? we'll kind of intertwine. So let's go with Tisha and Mel, kind of, because their stories were connected this week. So we got Miss Wanda in the house doing a whole bunch of laundry. And Marcel says, Mom, it was so great having you here, but it's time for you to depart. And Miss Wanda is looking at him like, I'm not going nowhere. My daughter loves me. I know my daughter didn't tell me I needed to leave. She loves me. She wants me here. This whole scene to me was acting. I mean, I'm sure it had some truth to it, but the way that Miss Wanda was carrying on, I was just like, nah, they adding a little extra spice on it. But Tisha comes in, and Marcel wants Tisha to explain that we discussed it. You said you wanted your mama out. Did you not say that? No, Marcel, what I said was I didn't like the way that she kept coming in when we were talking, and maybe we did need like some time apart. Maybe we needed a break. Don't that sound like she needed to leave? Kind of. I mean, that's what it sounded like to me. And Marcel said, oh, I thought we had an absolute decision, like she needed to go. Well, no, that's not what I was saying. Like, I don't want y'all two to be arguing over me. Y'all just need to figure it out. Y'all just need to work it out. Tisha, we're not even going to do the play-by-play, baby. You wrong. You and Miss Wanda are wrong. And I like Miss Wanda. I really do. But even if you don't follow the Bible, what does it say? It says that you need to leave and cleave, right? You got to keep your family out your business at some point in time, just like you got to keep your friends out your business at some point in time. Don't mess around and cause Miss Wanda to let you lose your husband. You already got enough help in that department. You don't need any additional. And while I do understand that the mothers are there to protect, and mothers are there to be with you and support you and all of that, Miss Wanda is going to get your pot stirred up in that house in ways that it doesn't need to be stirred. Like I said, you don't need any help. Go ahead, let Miss Wanda go home. Miss Wanda actually does seem like one of those moms that are fiercely independent, have probably raised their daughter to think the same thing about men, and don't really care if she married or not. You know, you don't need no man. You can break up with him tomorrow. You can be like me, and we can keep it pushing by ourselves. We can go out, to Hypnotic Night at the club, me and my daughter. Don't let your mama mess up your marriage, okay? Go and let her go home. Thank you, Miss Wanda, for your help. We love you. Okay, see you next time. Now, who could use a Miss Wanda at their house is Melody. Okay, she could use some stirring of the pot around there. She could use somebody on her side, because Melody mama ain't got the height that Miss Wanda got. Okay, Melody's mama is more demure. Miss Wanda might get up in there and get it started. And it looks like Melody needs some help. So after the horrible Facebook post on last week, Melody has been feeling some type of way about Martell, and she really would like for Martell to get out, but Martell's not going to leave, so she's going to leave. And since you're father of the year and husband of the year, and I'm such a bad parent, and you're so great at everything, you stay here with these kids. Okay, I'm going to be leaving for a couple of days. And that is exactly what she does. In addition to that, Melody has also had the paperwork started for her divorce. And even though all of this is going on, they still had already planned their gender reveal. And so they're going to go through with it. Now, me personally, I probably would have canceled the gender reveal. Only because we're having so many problems, but maybe they had already invested money into it. Maybe they had already told too many people, so they just decided to keep it going. One thing that Martell and Melody will do, they will, what is the saying? You'll spite your, I don't want to say it wrong, but they literally are willing to put on the front at the sacrifice of their own marriage or their own feelings or their own children, really, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So Melody's been gone, and she comes into the house, and she got that wig on, y'all, and she done added some blue and pink color to it. I don't know why she continues to think that wig is on point. But she comes into the house, and she's cleaning up, she's Swiffering. Martell told her that he had everything together. She's making beds. The house is dirty. I'm taking out trash. You didn't do nothing you were supposed to do. I'm gone for a couple of days, and you can't even keep up with this, that, and the other. So they're going back and forth. She throw his shirt at him. She not ironing it. And he says, well, I've been doing your job. And she said, oh, and what is that? Martell knew then that he did not want that heat with her, not before the gender reveal. So he kind of back off of that. But I think he meant taking care of the kids, doing the housework, whatever. My concern here is really not for Melody and Martell. At this point, it's about their children. When they were going back and forth in that bedroom, and then she was telling her daughter, come on, let me do your hair. Come on, let me put the shirt on. Come on, let me do this. their children have probably seen them behave this way a number of times within that household. You know how it is when even you're trying to be cordial with somebody, but they done piss you off so bad that you can't even hide the fact that you're mad at them. Even when y'all are not speaking, the tension is thick in the room. I can remember when my parents were having hard times, my mom and my stepdad, before they got their divorce. I remember them not speaking to each other. And even though they were not fussing, I knew that they were having problems because you could just feel it. Children feel things. They know when something is up. They know their mother hasn't been there in a couple of days. They know their mother is aggravated. They know that you all are arguing right before you announce their little brother or sister. They know that things are going on in the home. And now I'm just kind of like, when are y'all going to get this together if for no other reason for the sake of your children? You know, have you set them down and told them that you all may have some problems with each other, and you don't want them to think? It's just time to have certain conversations, and it's time to behave in a manner in which your concern for them trumps everything, because I don't know if they're behaving like that right now. What do y'all think? So then they have the gender reveal. It's a girl, and Martell seems like the type that he wanted a boy, but he was cool with it either way. He seems like the type that's just excited to be having some kids, and his boys was fussing at him and whatnot. But you know what they say about the men that keep having girls, okay, y'all? First of all, they say y'all lazy and y'all be on the bottom, okay, and that's why when you get pregnant with them girls, you on top. But I know that's not necessarily true, and also they say that y'all, that's part of y'all karma. I don't know if that's true or not. I have more so known it to be when you have a lot of girls, you may have been like a womanizer in your past. Not necessarily that is your karma per se. But I don't know. That's just what the old folk used to say. Gender reveals, this is my own personal thing, you guys. It ain't got nothing to do with the video. I don't like gender reveals. I think they are a waste of time. Okay, back in the day, they used to just say it's a boy on the baby shower, flyer and whatnot. I understand the hype behind them. People want to do them or whatever. But what aggravates me the most about gender reveals is that people are not happy unless it's a boy. Very rarely are people excited that it's a girl. Everybody's always just excited, if they're having a boy, especially if it's their first child. And I don't like that. Like, what is it going to benefit your child later on to see you mad and pissed off and rolling your eyes that the balloon didn't burst like you wanted it to burst? Child. And I know why, because people be like, well, you got to worry about these girls with these boys and getting pregnant. I'm about to start. Hold on. Let me preach real quick. Y'all can just fast forward past this part, because my own mama said this. My mother, who has two daughters who were not teenage moms. My mama said this, and I helped my mama help raise her kids, and I know that she has been through some stuff on both sides of the coin, both boy and girl. They both come with their share of headaches. But your first thought about having a girl is the fact that she might be a teenage mother. That's what you think about when you think about having girls. Look around? Look around. Think about your family. Who holding these old people down? Who taking care of grandma, mama, great grandma? Who taking care of them? Who holding it down? A lot of times, it's them girls holding the fort down, paying bills, making sure nurses are there, making sure baths get taken, making sure food schedules get followed. So y'all can miss me with that whole, well, she might get pregnant. Well, she also might be the one taking care of you. She might be the one holding it down. She might be very responsible. She might be extremely smart, and you don't even have to say on her about her grades. Oh, y'all be wearing me out. Like, y'all tell I'm tight about that. Be wearing me out with that. Stop saying that. And stop being only excited if it's a boy, because boys come with their share of headaches just like girls do. And I know the boy cannot get pregnant as a teenager, but they can get somebody else pregnant. And that is a community problem, that we're only concerned about our daughters getting pregnant, but you're not concerned with your son going out and getting somebody else pregnant, because that's still your grandchild being raised in a house that you need to be concerned about. That is a community issue. It's not just a my household issue. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I just preached about something that didn't have nothing to do with the video, but that kind of stuff be having me tight. The responsibility, child, I just I can't because that's gonna send us somewhere else. But yeah, that's my whole standpoint on gender reveals. That's the long and short of it. Anyway, so they're having a girl. Okay, everybody's excited, and Mel's just like telling her son, "You get to be my only boy," which lets me know that she don't plan on having no more children. So then after that, Sadaric and Marsal are making jokes as they normally do. Those two are messy. I don't care what anybody else says. Sadaric tries to act like he's extra concerned about their marriage, and so does Marsal, but they don't care. They just came to laugh. Earlier in the episode, before the gender reveal, we had Mel talking to Tisha. When did they get close again? Did I miss something? I mean, I know they're trying to work on their friendship, but Tisha says that after she saw the Facebook post, she was really concerned about Melody, and she knows that Melody would have appreciated her coming over versus a phone call. So she goes over there to see about her friend. Now, if I didn't know what I already knew about Tisha, I would be cool with her doing this. But while I believe that friendships should move forward, and while I believe there should be forgiveness, I also believe that you should never forget. We know what kind of relationship that Tisha and Mel have had in the past, and yes, y'all are working on it, but you got to be careful with telling Tisha your business, because she's already admitted that she got some type of joy of hearing it. That she said she did say certain things because she wanted to hurt you. So knowing that, I would be very careful in telling her about my hurt in this experience now with my husband. But she gonna go ahead and tell it. She went ahead and spilled the beans. And of course, Tisha, who, under the guise of concern, I feel really bad for Mel and everything she's going through. Like, I'm going through my own thing. Marcel's working all the time, and I just feel like he doesn't put me first. And we're both going through the same thing in a different way, but we're going through, no, y'all both going through the same thing. According to the reunion show, y'all are both going through the same thing. Did y'all see the preview? Okay. We're going to leave it there. So then later on, Mel is supposed to do an interview with Tisha on her podcast, Mommy Business. But on her way to the podcast, Marsal sees her on the street and follows her. And at first I thought this was scripted, but child, the way they was trying to get the microphones in there, it was not. Martell is telling Melody, I've been calling you, I've been texting you, you're not answering. She was like, because you don't want nothing. You keep texting me, hey, how you doing? What's up? Question mark, question mark. Where are you? You're not really telling me what you want. And what Martell wants is for her to get her behind back home, because he need her to be with them kids, because I guess he got some other business he needs to tend to. Like I said, the two of them are going to have to figure out something, because it's starting to affect the children, and you just don't want that kind of imprint left on their mind, their hearts, their souls. You don't want that for them. And with Martell, I'm starting to realize that Martell is really not so much about being a good man as much as he is about outdoing his father. He just wants everybody to see that he is not his father. I think that's the most important thing for him, to see, I ain't like my dad, I stood there for my kids, and I ain't like my dad, I married this woman, and I ain't like my dad. Like, everything is, unlike my father, I did this, this, and this. But I don't know if he really genuinely is connected to his marriage, his relationship with his mother. I do believe he is genuinely connected to the relationship he has with his children. But something about Martell is all just, let me outdo, let me perform, let me excel so I can say I did it, but not because I have a genuine connection to my wife or my family. I'm still trying to work it out in my head, but I'm just seeing a little bit of that. So after he follows Melody, he gets Melody uptight and upset, which is what he set out to do. It's a transference of energy. I've been frustrated, so let me transfer my frustration onto you. Melody is now upset. She's talking loud, and he's just like, do you realize where you are? Do you really have to act like that? And I'm just like, okay, so you follow me for the show out, and then when I give you the show out, you gonna tell me to stop showing out. Go on somewhere, Martell. So now Melody's all frustrated. She can't do the interview, and Tisha decides to cancel it, and she's gonna get Marsal to do the interview instead, which immediately her viewership plummets to 3 or 4 people. She had 400 in the room, and next thing you know, it was 4 people in the room. No, I'm just playing. That's not true, but I would have been upset if I got on to hear Melody and all of a sudden I hear Marsal. So her wonderful husband is there, and they're talking about their marriage. Well, Marsal feels like what keeps you in a marriage is the loyalty and the commitment, and it's not really the love. Well, Tisha feels like it's definitely the love, because there's so many times where I wanted to leave, so many times where I drove past that courthouse, especially after we had our first baby. It's easy to walk away. And Marsal was just like, it's not easy to walk away. She said, yes, it is. because I wanted to do it plenty of times. And so because Tisha is on air and Marcel really don't want to put their business out and give her the heat like that on air, is really saving Tisha and allowing Tisha to say whatever she really wants to him. So then she tells us that his aunt told her, I'm not trying to say what's going to happen in your marriage, but you need to put some money to the side in the savings just in case. If my man's aunt comes up to me and tells me anything of the sort, I don't even know if I'm going to go through the wedding, because why your auntie feel comfortable? She supposed to have your back. Why is she telling me this kind of stuff about you? What do you have going on that I don't know about? And during this podcast, we start to recognize a lot of things. We start to see that Tisha and Marcel did not really get to know each other long enough before they got married. They dated for a month. Get into that. And the second thing is we start to see that Tisha is quite leery of Marcel and what he's doing. She can put on a good front at these dinner tables all she wants, but she knows her husband is up to something. If she didn't think so, I don't think she would be putting money to the side. But then again, the fact that she's telling them about it, do you really have a plan to leave him? Or is this just something to get him to recognize that you could leave him? Are you just trying to scare him? Because if you got a secret savings, it's called a secret for a reason. So I don't really know what game Tisha is trying to play. Y'all gonna have to explain it to me, because I am genuinely confused. But I do know that she is not happy with everything that's going on in her marriage. She does want Marcel to be more active and be more willing to put her first in things, but I feel like she already accepted so much off of Marcel. She accepted it from the gate. She accepted the fact that they had known each other a month and they were going to go ahead and get married. She had a child within her first year of marriage. Tisha continued to put herself second the moment that she said I do to Marcel, because everybody else has come before her when it comes to that marriage, and I don't know if there's any undoing. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. That was really all that happened on the show. I thought it was interesting when Tisha said that certain things are replaceable, and Marcel said certain things aren't replaceable. That's like me saying I could replace you with never mind. Did y'all hear him say that? Yeah, we gonna find out more. They're gonna have a reunion show, and I'm gonna tell you now, even though the reunion's gonna be good, I'm already upset, because I can see Kimmy's gonna get out of character. I can see that this whole thing between Marcel and Tisha is gonna come completely out. And while I do watch this show because there is drama and it's entertaining, when people have had genuine marriages and genuine friendships and then they put it on TV and it begins to unravel, I always feel bad. I do. I always genuinely feel bad, because friendships and connections are so important to me, and I would be so protective of it that I would never want it to go onto television. I would never want to air out my relationship or my friendships with anybody, because I am that protective of them. And it's unfortunate to see genuine things, because I do believe that these people had genuine relationships and genuine friendships from the beginning. It's sad to see it unravel, but it's just how the reality world goes. You know that getting into it. But y'all like, comment, and subscribe. This review was all over the place, I know. And we'll talk about the reunion next week. All right? Talk to you guys soon. Bye.